Thanks for joining this case study. In this case study, we had a conversation over Zoom with a student that wanted to come to Canada for, obviously, studies. And the main question was, I don't have the financials to support my stay in Canada, but I really want to come and study, and I have an uncle that can support my stay. Is this okay? And so the answer is yes. If it's done right, and if you explain it right, anyone can support you financially. When you're doing a study permit, the officer needs to know a bunch of things. And the most important, more than the financial, is why Canada? Why do you want to come and study in this particular school, in this particular program? And the correct answer is you have to relate it back to your home country. So whatever you put in the study plan, make sure you address as to what you intend to do once you finish your studies. That's key. If you don't do that, if you even have the financials and all the other documents and you don't convince the officer as to why this program is important to you and why it's important to take it back home, that application most likely will be rejected. So that's key. As far as financials, it's important that you demonstrate based on a deposit you make. So let's say your financials are a little bit low on the lower side. Make sure you make some sort of deposit, even if it's $1,000 or $2,000. It shows commitment. And you shouldn't be afraid of making this deposit because most schools, if not all, give you your refund back in case you receive a refusal. So check with your institution and look at their refund policy. And most institutions in Canada do provide a 100% or 90% refund. And so there's really no worry in respect to that. And for that reason itself, officers want some sort of deposit. If there's no issue with regards to refusals and so forth, and you get your money back, why are you not making that deposit? So that's number one. Two, when you want to show financials, it's important that you try to demonstrate your first semester, that you have the funds. Even if that's not liquid funds, even if that means you have funds other ways. Of course, liquid funds are number one. And then after that are anything else like property, businesses, and so forth. Now, most students don't have this. So the next kin line would be your parents. And if it isn't your parents, then you go to the next, which is in this case, an uncle. When it's an uncle or an aunt or a brother or sister, anyone but your mom and dad, you should receive affidavits, a sworn affidavit, bank statements, and so forth to demonstrate that they're financially able and willing to support you. In addition, you can also mention that I intend to work part-time because right now the law has changed where you can work full-time, but even if that means a couple of hours here and there to kind of support your stay in Canada and to enter the labor market, it's not a problem to mention that, especially if you can connect that work experience and how that will benefit you back home. So when it comes to financials, mention mom and dad first, and if they're not able to financially support you, then it can be anybody else. But whoever that person is, have their bank statements, their pay stubs, their tax documents, and of course an affidavit, a sworn affidavit that says, I intend to fully support my niece, my nephew, and so forth. So gladly, after 3 months of waiting, this client had received his approval. So if you're in this situation, please give us a call. Let us assess the financial situation, make a deposit, and we'll be able to help you as well. Thank you. Until next time.